Hey.
Yay!
Okay, so
It's, Savannah,
Shelby.
and I'm Savannah.
And I'm Shelby.
Hi everyone.
Okay, and so
We
can't talk at the same time.
Okay.
We just had an idea that we're gonna record story time, and story time for this day or night is Extraordinary Black Americans. So we just want to share this time that we're having together. Hope you guys love it.
Yay!
Okay, so the first person we're going to read about, we already read about someone.
Yeah, but like 2 minutes ago.
Named Estavonico. Savannah, can you tell them what you remember from Estavonico's story?
So he was an explorer and he died in
You can say it, come on.
1539, and he died by an Indian.
Yes. So here it says he was on an exhibition to see the 7 cities, and unfortunately, he was murdered in an attack. I know, in an attack. But the cool thing about Estavonico is he became the first Black American to do an expedition through the American Southwest. And
Cool, right, guys?
Super cool. And his stories that he told would inspire many, many explorers to explore what would now be called Texas, New Mexico, Arizona, Colorado, Oklahoma, and Kansas.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's super cool. But we did already read that one. So for this part of our video, I'm going to read you guys. And Savannah, do you want to try and read some too? Okay, what's your question?
I need to go get Spencer.
Oh, you want to go get Spencer? Okay.
So, guys, we're back.
We're back. Thank you, Savannah. Okay, so the next person we're going to read about is Lucy Terry Prince.
Isn't it so cool, guys?
Okay. So Lucy Terry Prince was a poet, born in 1733, died in 1821. Yeah, sad about dying. So I'm going to read the poem. The poem is called The Bars Bite. How about this? I'll read this side and you can try and read this side.
Okay.
Okay. August, 'twas the 25th, 1746. The Indians did in ambush lay some very valiant men to slay. 'Twas night unto Sam Dickinson's mill. The Indians there 5 men did kill, the names of whom I'll not leave out. Samuel Allen like a hero felt, and though he was so brave and bold, his face no more we shall behold. Eleazer Hawks was killed outright before he had the time to fight. Before he did the Indians see, was shot and killed immediately. Oliver Amsden he was slain, which caused his friends much grief and pain. Can you try, Savannah?
Which?
Girl, don't be nervous. Come on.
Which caused this friend's much grief and pain.
You need help? Simeon Amsden they found dead, not many rods off from his head. Adonijah Gillette, we do hear, did lose his life which was so dear. John Sadler fled across the water, and so escaped the dreadful slaughter. Eunice Allen see the Indians coming, and hoped to save herself by running. And had not her petticoat stopped her, the awful creatures had not caught her. And Tommy hawked her on the head, and left her on the ground for dead. left her on the ground for dead. That's horrible.
Just scared me.
I know. Sorry. Young Samuel Allen, oh lack a day, was taken and carried to Canada.
So cool, Canada, which is Canada, right?
Which is Canada, exactly. So, this poem describes an Indian attack on Deerfield, Massachusetts, a small settlement on the western border of Massachusetts colony. Written by Lucy Terry, a 16-year-old slave girl, the poem is considered to be the best description of the account on record. The attack occurred in 1746, which during the French and Indian War. Although Lucy Terry's poem describing the massacre was not published until 1855, it was a favorite in colonial New England. Often it was read at town meetings and on various social occasions to keep alive the memory of the historic attack. Why do you think it's important that they keep these things alive, Savannah?
Because these are people we're supposed to remember in our poetry. And at some point, we're going to need this knowledge for college.
Because you know what? Girls go to college to get more knowledge.
Boys go to Jupiter and get more stupid.
Nah, we're just playing. It's okay. Boys go to college too. Everyone go to college. College is important.
Yeah.
Well, it's not for everybody. If you don't want to go to college, don't go to college. Yeah, but I don't know. It's cool. I'm a big proponent of people doing what they want to do. Right, Savannah? Are you just doing what you want to do? Exactly. You just do what you want to do. But college is cool because you meet so many different people and you learn from those people. So, shout out to college.
Yeah, shout out!
You want to go to college? I know. Think about it. Go to Spelman. We love Spelman. Huh? Okay, this video is sponsored by my mom's pockets and my dad's pockets because they got me this computer.
Yes, and this is sponsored by college. Always go to college, kids.
Okay. Back to this. Back to Lucy Terry Prince. That's who we're talking about now. Ooh. Okay, this was often read at town meetings and on various social occasions to keep alive the memory of the historic attack. The events Lucy Terry described in her poems were not too far from some of those in her own life. She had been kidnapped from her home in Africa when she was only 5 and sold to a family in Deerfield where she grew up. There she met and married Abijah Prince, an ex-slave who had gained his freedom after serving in the French and Indian War. Shortly after they were married, Abijah Prince purchased Lucy's freedom, and the two of them moved to a farm in Guilford, Vermont. Eventually, they had 6 children, two of their sons fought in the Revolutionary War. Abijah Prince also became one of the 55 original founders of the town in Sunderland in Vermont. 2 years after the American Revolution, a wealthy neighbor tried to force the Princes off their land. Could you imagine that? Someone forcing you off your house? What do you think about that, Savannah?
Since I've been in karate class, I would just say no in this karate chop.
She said, just say no and I'll karate chop them. I think that's a good idea. If someone's trying to kick me out of my house,
Like,
cut, it's clipped. Don't try and kick me out of my house. It's my house. I live here. Exactly.
this is also sponsored by
So
Teacher Monster. Always go to Teacher Monster if you want your kid to learn. Instead of like going
Savannah,
on real gaming.
you can't say this is sponsored by something if it's not really sponsored by it. We didn't talk to these people so they would give us money to make this video. Maybe we'll get there.
And
But I'll let you know.
it's sponsored by Teacher Monster because if you want your kid to learn to play video games and learn instead of just playing video games and blowing their mind out. So you should take Teacher Monster. It gives you knowledge, like words, numbers. Back to the video, guys.
Okay, so you want people to go on Teacher Monster?
Yeah.
All right, shout out Teacher Monster. We're almost done. So, 2 years after the American Revolution, a wealthy neighbor tried to force them off their land. Abijah Prince was almost 80 years old. So Lucy Prince, 25 years younger than her husband, rode across Vermont to seek the aid of the governor's council. So she rode all the way across the state, Savannah. Fortunately, the council sided with the princes and ordered the neighbor to leave them alone. Leave them alone, okay? Okay, leave them alone. They need to be left alone. And in 1794, her husband died. I know. Moment of silence. Lucy I know you're not laughing.
I'm not laughing. I'm like crying.
You're like crying. Okay. Rest in peace, Lucy Terrence. Like, honestly. Let's take a moment. Take a breath. We're honored. That was honored. Okay. Her husband died. For the next 18 years, she rode horseback over the mountains to visit his grave. It was shortly after his death that another neighbor tried to claim some of the prince's property. Again, Lucy fought back, this time taking her case all the way to the Vermont Supreme Court. After ruling in her favor, the judge told her that she had made one of the most convincing arguments he had ever heard. Lucy Terry Prince, America's first poet of African descent. Huh? Yes, the last page. She don't want me to read, y'all. I'm trying to read to y'all. We're trying to have a discussion. Don't be trying to snap like me, because you were just trying to tell me to shut up, basically. So, snap to you. Okay. Lucy Terry Prince, America's first poet of African descent, died in 1821 at the age of 88. The remarkable 16-year-old girl who had written The Bars Fight certainly turned out to be a courageous fighter herself. Woo! Snaps to her. So what do you think about the story of Lucy Terry Prince?
She was a very fighter woman. And if somebody was trying to claim her property, she did nothing.
Okay. So, thank you guys so much for sitting
and watching with us.
Mm-hmm.
The channel is called Family, but our brother kind of asleep right now, so he's not here on the video.
Our brother is asleep right now, but we're gonna. Okay, do you want to really do this, Savannah? All right. So y'all are watching this. Hold us to it. We are gonna do story time
every night.
Give me a kiss. Give me a kiss, Savannah. Yeah, or maybe not. I don't know. How should we close it out? Whoosh.